So go ahead and find your seat on your chair. Feel for sitting evenly down to your sits bones, your knees stacking above your ankles. And once you've found your seat, just close your eyes. Just let yourself start to settle in. And feel this sensation of arriving. Like arriving into your center, arriving into your body, into your breath, into your practice. And starting to let all the other bits of information, things to do or not to do, but all that kind of other stuff that's floating around start to float away. And let all of that awareness be right in this present, feeling your feet on the earth, feeling your sits bones on your chair. With the eyes closed, turning that gaze inward, feeling your breath in your body. Really sitting in this seat of yourself. Letting your body come into this place of stillness. I think even though we are stuck in our homes and not able to do very much, there's a lot of chaos around us. There's a lot of kind of frenetic energy and movement, and it's hard to come into that place of stillness. So for this next hour, try to bring your body and your mind into this place of stillness. Into this place of feeling centered and grounded. Giving yourself this time to check in with yourself, to be present with yourself, to feel whatever it is you feel, to know what you know, and to just be as you are. So things are going to pop up, and if they do, that's okay. Just take notice. And if it's appropriate, let them float back away. As you're coming more into yourself with every breath, allowing yourself to become a little bit more present, a little bit more grounded, a little bit more attuned to your inner voice, your inner wisdom. I like to call it your heart of hearts, but call it what you will. That place in yourself where there's that deep knowing. And as you attune into that space, start to allow your breath to get fuller and deeper. Letting those inhales move up the spine, from the belly to the ribs and into the chest. And as you exhale, soften down from the chest, the ribs, and pull the belly in at the bottom of the exhale. So we start to get a little bit of action in our abdominals. Finding that 3-part breath, that wave-like motion of breath as it starts to open into our body. And that exhale as we start to kind of fold in on ourselves and wash that breath through us. Letting that sense of calm come at the bottom of the exhale. And that inhale is kind of this building, like the building of a wave. And that exhale as the wave washes over the shore. Ending in that calm. And if you can, find your Ujjayi breath. So there's a slight constriction at the base of the throat, and you start to feel that vibration of breath. And then we're going to include and add all of that into a count of the breath. So we'll inhale for 4, pause for 2, exhale for 4, pause for 2. If the pauses don't feel comfortable, don't do them. If that breath feels too long, do your own count. So go ahead and take a full breath in. And exhale, empty out all the way. Let everything go. And then that slow breath in and out through the nose. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause full. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause empty. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause full, feeling that container, that filling up of oxygen, and then exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause empty, fill into that stillness. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause full. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause empty. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause full. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause empty. Last one. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going if you can. Filling up a little bit more, sipping in a little bit more air, but then soften the throat, soften the jaw. This time, exhale, let it out the mouth. Ha. Feel as the shoulders soften on that exhale. The sits bones get a little heavier, the feet get a little bit heavier, and then just take a moment to notice and feel in your body the energy of that pranayama, that breath work. Feeling that prana, that life force energy flowing through you, pulsing through you, streaming through you. And then from here, take a moment to set any intentions you want to set for today's practice. And then go ahead and let both hands just come to rest on the heart, one hand resting on top of the other one. Feel that intention, feel that breath, feel that connection and attunement to your inner self, your heart of hearts. And go ahead and release the arms and softly open the eyes. And go ahead and take the left foot out in front of you. Flex the toes all the way back towards your knee, and then draw your knee all the way back towards your hip, and then plug your thigh bone into your hip. Pull your belly up and in so you're sitting tall, and your right knee stacked over the ankle to help support you here. And then on the exhale, you're going to hinge forward at the hip. One hand on the thigh, the other hand can be on the other thigh or on the shin or maybe on the toes or a block if you have one. Make sure you're not putting any pressure on the knee, and think about extending your heart forward and your crown forward and extending your sits bones and your tailbone back towards the chair. So it's just a hinge forward at the hips, so draw in through the belly. Good, and then inhale and sit yourself back up. Exhale, draw everything in the midline. Feel that belly get really strong. You can hold your chair or not. We're gonna lift that left leg to hover just right in front of the hip. And inhale, lower the heel back to the ground. And exhale, lift it. And inhale, lower it. Now your hands can hold the chair, or they can even extend out in front of you. Exhale and lift it. And inhale and lower it. Try not to lean back when you lift it. So feel that lift come from the belly and the hip flexor. You've got 3. We're going to hold it up on 1, 2. Last one, hold it up here. Point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. Bend the knee, interlace your hands around that knee now. Sit up tall, circle your ankle. Big, exaggerated circles with the whole foot and toes. Go the other way. Really getting into the entire ankle joint, into the foot as much as you can. Good. And then hold that knee with the left hand. Let the right hand hold your chair or your thigh so you can sit up tall and just open that knee out to the side and back in. And out to the side and back in. And out to the side and back in. Now bring that knee up high into your shoulder, like you're compressing that lower left side of the belly. Breathe here, bring some energy in the toes. Feel a little tightness in that hip and breathe into it, but relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. And then with the flex foot, slide your hand down your shin bone and gently bring that ankle to cross on top of the knee. Now, when you lower this knee, make sure this foot is flexing to support the angle of that knee. And if this doesn't feel good, you can bring it a little bit further over, maybe hold it inside, or you can skip it all together. It's okay for the knee to be up in the air as long as there's no pressure in the side of the knee. So flex that foot. Inhale, sit up tall here, and this might be plenty of stretch, or exhale and hinge forward at the hips. Shin parallel to the top of the mat or front of your chair. Foot flexing, heart drawing forward, shoulders drawing back, sits bones rooted, and breathe here. And then inhale and sit up tall. Sweep that left arm up tall. And on the exhale, draw the belly in and twist. Let that hand come right onto the left ankle or foot, and the right hand just come to the back of the chair. Inhale, sit up, and exhale. Now, if you can, you make contact with that foot. Give a little push into the foot and a resist back into your hand. Inhale, sit up tall, lengthen. Exhale, draw belly in and rotate. Keep it pretty gentle for this first one. Just a nice, easy twist. And this can all be done with the leg not crossed over if that's better on your knee. Good. And then inhale and unwind here. From here, take your right arm up now and bend at the elbow. And if you can, bring the forearm or the palm of the hand or the wrist to the back of the head. You're going to take your left arm and just gently rest it on your elbow. And then wrap the tricep in towards your face, or the back of the arm in towards your face. Reach your elbow up into your hand and then walk your fingertips down the back of the head, neck, or back of the heart. And then the chin is parallel to the floor. So if you can, gently rest the back of the head into the forearm and gently support the back of the head with your forearm. So there's kind of equal and opposite energy there. Try not to let the chin jut way forward. So as much as you can, make space for your neck to be neutral. Good. And then from here, release both arms. Let that left arm float down. Anchor that left ankle into your thigh and reach your right arm up and over, and then just drop here. Drop your ear to your shoulder. Keep energy in the feet, energy in the hands. Keep your left ear heavy to your left shoulder, but drag that right arm up till your torso is parallel. Flip the palm over. Your head still heavy, ear still heavy to the shoulder. Palm is facing the floor now. Fingers are spreading. Start to lower, lower. And as you're lowering, you're reaching and lowering, spreading the fingers. Spreading into the palm and the webbing of the fingers until that hand is right above the hip. And then comes right down next to your chair. Take your left hand and just help the head to neutral. Support your leg to come down, circle out the shin, both directions, the ankle, take some movement, and then just set that foot down, set the hands on the thighs, close your eyes, and just feel. Worked on one side of the neck, one side of the hip. Just notice and feel the differences in the two sides of the body. Check in with where your mind is, where your thoughts are. And if they're wandering around, see if you can gently invite them back into your body and back into your breath, back into this moment here. And then open the eyes again and slide your right foot forward. Heel on the ground, toes pressing back, kneecap drawing back, belly lifting. Again, hands can hold the thighs or they can extend forward. Sit up nice and tall. Exhale, lift that leg. Inhale, set it down gently. Exhale, lift that leg. Inhale, set it down. 5 more. Lift on the exhale, lower on the inhale. Lift and lower. 3 more. Lift and lower. Exhale up, inhale down. One more, exhale up and hold it there. Point, flex, circle the ankle. Try and sit up tall and go the other way. Good, and then set the heel down again. Inhale, sit up tall, left hand on the left thigh, hinge at your hips and come forward. Long through the spine, extended through the legs. Good, breathe here. Deep breaths. That left foot is firm on the floor, supporting your navel is firmly lifting up to your spine. And then inhale and unhinge as you come up with that neutral spine. Exhale, lift that leg again. And then bend the knee and interlace the hands. Pull the knee in. Take some movement again in that foot and that ankle. Good, and then hold the knee with your right hand, left hand on your thigh or the chair. Open together. Open together. Open and together. Grab the knee again, pull it in nice and tight, compress in that lower right belly. Breathe here. Like you're massaging out those organs. And then with that foot flexing, gently slide your hand down to support the ankle over. Foot is flexing, shin is parallel, and then let that right knee lower as much as feels comfortable. Shin parallel to the front of your chair, foot flexing. Inhale, sit up tall here. Send that right knee forward and down a little bit, not pushing on it, but just energetically moving it. So you start to feel stretch in that outer left hip. Stay upright or take that hinge at the hip and come forward. You can hold the chair. You can gently rest on your leg as long as you're not putting any pressure in the knee. Check in with your neck that it's nice and long, your jaw, and then find that long, fluid breath again. You can even add that count if that helps you to stay attuned to the breath. But mostly we're just going for an even rhythmic breath. In and out through the nose, soft and long. And then inhale and unhinge, come upright. Hold onto the chair with your left hand and inhale, float your left arm up. And as you do that, send that left knee forward and down. And then on the exhale, pull the belly in and rotate towards that right foot. Set the hand to the foot. Maybe it's on the ankle. And then the left hand just reaches behind you. Inhale, sit up tall. And on the exhale, find that rotation. And again, if you have some part of your body in the sole of that foot, create that equal and opposite energy. That inhale lengthens you up and that exhale pulls the belly in and rotates you. Every breath is a long inhale, lift, and an exhale, belly in and rotate. Beautiful. And then inhale and unwind. From here, take your left arm up, stretch it up tall, bend at the elbow, and so that the palm of the hands to the back of the head, and then it's sliding down the back of the neck, maybe even the back of the heart. And this right arm is going to come up and sit on the elbow. And then gently roll the back of the arm in towards your face, that tricep, the elbows reaching up and the hands reaching down. And then this hand, this right hand, is just gently resting on your elbow. The back of the head is gently pressing into the forearm, and the forearm is gently pressing into the back of the head so that the chin can be parallel to the floor. Your core is activated and drawing into the midline to help you stay nice and tall. That right foot is flexing as you send that right knee forward and down. And you're just sitting up tall. Good. And then from here, gently release that right hand down and that left arm up. Take an inhale and reach up and over to the right and let your right ear drop to your right shoulder. Spread your left fingers. Keep the belly strong. This right hand is just supporting you, however it works for you to support you. Now stretch that arm out and away from you and flip the palm down. Keep the fingers spreading, keep the head dropping, and slowly reach and extend and lower. Reach, spread, and lower. Reach, spread, and lower. Slowly inching your way down. Keeping that extension the whole way until your hand comes hovering just above the hip and you're feeling that nice opening in the left side of the neck. And then relax the arm. Take your right hand, help the head up. Take your hands underneath the thigh, unwind that shin or leg and just bring some movement to the foot and into the shin. And set that foot down. Hands to the thighs, close the eyes again. With the eyes closed, inhale, sit up tall here, and exhale, bow the chin to the chest and just breathe into the back of the neck. Only if that feels okay on the neck, so if you have any spinal issues, you're not going to do that forward fold. Always listening to your body, only doing what feels okay, what feels good really in this class. And then inhale, go ahead and roll your head up and take your gaze up or open and take both feet forward, heels on the ground, toes spreading back. This is where you want to make sure your chair can't slip out from under you as we hinge forward at the hips and take a forward fold. You can hold the chair, your hands can come down to the floor or onto your shins, but you want to make sure you're steady on that chair. Your spine is long, the neck is long, your heels are pressing down into the earth and the toes are spreading and peeling back. And then inhale and on, or lift yourself back up. Slide the feet back in so that the ankles land right under the knees. From here, inhale and take both arms out in front of you. And on the exhale, draw the belly in. We're going to stand up. So reach yourself forward just enough that you can press into your feet and lift up. Inhale, stretch up. Good. And then on the exhale, start to sit yourself back. Reach back so you can feel that chair and sit yourself down. Okay. We're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to hover on our way up. So inhale, stretch the arms forward. On the exhale, shift the weight into the feet. Find where your bum lifts just off the chair and then hold it there. Peel your toes up, pull your belly in, hold it, and then stand all the way up. Inhale, stretch the arms up overhead. And then we're going to do the same thing on the way down, hovering on our way down. So exhale, lower the hands, start to sit back, pull the belly in, sit, 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 sit. Make sure that chair is back there. Touch it with the back of the thighs, sit all the way down. Okay. We're going to do the same thing, but this time with a little tap, lift, tap, lift. Extend the arms, inhale, exhale, shift the weight, hover above that chair, ready, tap, lift. Tap, lift, 3 more, tap, lift, 2 more, tap, lift, last one, tap, and lift all the way up. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Interlace the hands above the head, flip the palms, press them up. Pull your belly and your ribs in and just get really tall, pressing up through the palms, anchoring down through the feet. We're going to do that again. Unwind the hands, set them back in front of the shoulders. We're going to tap 5 times when we reach the bottom. Take an inhale here, sitting up tall. Exhale, start to sit back, 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 reaching your bum back for that chair. Find it with the back of the thighs. Tap and lift. Neck is long. Tap and lift. 3 more. Tap and lift. 2 more. Tap and lift. Tap and hold it there. So you're not quite sitting, you're hovering, but you can feel it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and sit for a moment. Hands to your thighs, eyes closed. Feel. Feel that strength in your legs and in your core. That foundation in your feet. That feeling of your muscles being activated and turned on. And go ahead and open the eyes and let's do it again. One more time, last time. Inhale, take the arms forward. Exhale, draw the belly in, hinge forward. We're just gonna hold here, steady. Belly in, ribs in, toes peeling up, shoulders rolling back. If your arms don't like this, they can be on your hips, in front of your heart, by your thighs, whatever works. Hold it, 3. And then we're gonna slowly come up. Ready, inch your way up for 5, for 4, for 3, For 2, your bent knees are still bent, and then 1, stretch up tall. Interlace the hands again, but switch the clasp, flip the palms, press them up. Good. And then from here, take that left arm down, flip the right palm to face the floor. I know you can't see mine. Reach it up and over to the side. Don't go so far that you feel off balance. So we're not using the chair just now. Just reach enough that you can do it without the help of your chair. So it might be a tiny reach, and that's fine. And then inhale, come back up and switch out the arms. Reach up and over to the right, stretch that left arm, drop that right ear. Good. And then inhale and come back up. Roll the shoulders back and down. Step away from your chair so you feel both feet evenly on the floor. Spin the palms forward. Lift and spread all 10 toes, and then try and set just your pinky toe down. So we're trying to articulate the toes, and then just the second toe, the middle toe, the toe next to the big toe, and the big toe. Spread them out, anchor them down. Feel into that tripod in your feet. So that mound at the base of the big toe, the pinky toe, and right in the center of the heel, and feel for anchoring down. And then feel the arches of the feet lift. They should be turned on from lifting the toes. And feel the kneecaps lift. Feel your pelvic floor and your belly and your heart and the crown of the head all lift and get tall. And then take an inhale and feel that sweep all the way up. And on the exhale, feel the shoulders melt down. Feel your tailbone anchor down. Feel the feet root down. So you have that simultaneous anchoring down and rising up. And then feel the breath move in a full circumference, so that full 360 degrees in the diaphragm. So breathing front to back and side to side, top to bottom. Every part of you getting filled up with that breath, and the exhale cinching it back together, like corseting into the midsection. Just take 3 breaths here. Feeling your feet on the earth, feeling the strength and stability in your legs, feeling the fullness of your breath, feeling your intention in your mind's eye, and that feeling of presence and connection. And then go ahead and open the eyes. Let's take our chair and set it up so that the seat of the chair is facing you. We're going to move into some cat-cows, so you can do this on the floor if that's readily available to you. Or we're going to set ourselves up on the chair with our wrists basically under our shoulders and our ankles under our hips and our spine long. So depending on your chair, you might have to adjust and have your wrists a little bit wider in front of your shoulders. That's all okay. Just make sure it feels okay in the body. Soften your knees a little bit, pull your belly and your ribs in, and then on the inhale, let your tailbone rise. Start to move it through the spine all the way into the heart and extend into the crown of the head and draw the shoulders back from your ears. Little arch in the spine. And then on the exhale, feel the tailbone curl in, tuck it, pull your belly up, round through your upper back, mid-back, upper back. Press into your hands and drop through the head so the whole back is rounded now. You have this cat back. And then start to find your breath. Inhale as you open and arch. And exhale as you round and curl in. And if you can, work on connecting your movement to your breath so that the full length of this opening is the full length of your inhale. And the full length of the rounding of the spine is the full length of your exhale. And then if you're comfortable, close your eyes and get right into feeling this movement in your spine, into feeling the breath moving with your movement, with your body. And then let yourself move any way that feels good. You might just move the head around or the ribs around or the hips around. Let your body just kind of move organically here without even really thinking about it. Nobody's watching you really since you're in your own home. You can move in whatever way feels good. And as you're doing that, pay attention to what feels good, what feels tight, where it feels stuck, where it feels loose. And then land back into a neutral spine. Pull the ribs and the belly in, soften your knees, go ahead and stand up. Take your hands like you're pressing the walls out side to side, and then spread out your fingers and take your pinky fingers only out and down. Take your ring fingers out and down to meet the pinky fingers, so all 10 fingers are still spreading, and then the middle finger, and then take your index finger. And then take the thumb, tuck it in the 4 fingers, wrap your 4 fingers and drop all the knuckles down, press the wrists away from you. Circle out your wrists or your hands and go both directions. Okay, now we're gonna do that again. Set yourself back up into that tabletop. The wrists are back into the shoulders. Make sure you're not dumping all the weight into the wrists, but you're using your legs and you're using your core to stabilize. Draw your left foot a little bit more to the midline and take the right toes back. Square the hips to the floor, pull the belly in, and if you can, extend the toes back, maybe even bring that foot parallel to the floor. It might not want to go parallel, that's fine, anywhere in between. Now, once it lifts, you're going to feel like your ribs and your belly sink, so re-pull them in, lengthen the neck, keep your right hand down on the chair, right toes lifted, yeah. Right hand on the chair. Left hand to your heart. Keep the belly strong. Keep that right toes lifting back and the crown of the head lifting forward. Now maybe take that left arm and reach it forward too. Good. And then set that left hand back down. Set your right toes, reach them back, set them down, and then slide back so that foot comes flat now. Now your spine is really long. Your kneecaps are lifting and your hips are squaring forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward, and exhale, hinge forward. If you can, walk your arms long, stick your tailbone back, and stretch from your tailbone to your crown of your head, from your outer hips to your fingertips. Take a big inhale, stretch long, make sure the knees aren't hyperextending so they're lifting, and then exhale out the mouth. Ha. Really nice, you guys. Walk your hands back to the front of the seat. Soften that front knee and step your back foot forward. And then realign. Bring that right foot more to the midline. Get the spine long and take your left toes back on the floor. Soften your standing leg. Pull the belly and the ribs in and lift the leg up. Again, roll the hip down. And it's anywhere in between the floor or your hip. And then maybe take your right hand to your heart. Feel the core working really strongly here to stabilize you. And then maybe that right arm reaches forward. You're reaching from the fingers to the toes and from the crown to the tailbone. That standing leg's a little soft. And then let that hand rest down. Soften your standing leg, reach through those toes, set the toes down, straighten out both legs. Take an inhale, get the spine long, and then as you exhale, set those left heels right behind your toes. Kneecaps lift. If you feel too far from your chair, inch yourself forward, no big deal. Otherwise, extend your upper body long, your lower body long, and the neck long, and breathe into that length. And exhale, melt your heart. And then to come up, walk your hands to the front of the seat again. Soften that front knee. From here, you're gonna step your back foot forward halfway and your front foot back, so that they're both meeting kind of long, and then stick your bum back so it lands, hips on top of the ankles, soften the knees, and then again, reach your hands long, press into the chair, spin the triceps into your face and the biceps up, take a big inhale, stretch long, exhale, let it out the mouth. And then shift the weight back a little bit into the feet. So now your hips are right on top of your feet. Soften your knees. See if maybe one hand wants to come to the floor. And if it doesn't, they're staying on the chair. Maybe one hand wants to come to the floor. Maybe they both do. And you take a forward fold. Keep the knees soft. Shake the head yes and no. Let the upper body be fluid. And you can be holding onto the chair still, that's fine. It's right there for stability. You can be closer to the chair if you'd like. And then from here, soften your knees quite a bit. So almost so like your ribs or your belly or your torso is resting on the thighs. And then try to take one hand and then the other hand to your thighs. Make sure you feel stable on your feet. And if you don't, keep holding the chair. On the inhale, you're going to straighten the legs a little bit. Reach your heart forward and get long here. Pull the belly and the ribs in. Good. And then exhale, soften right back in. Knees bend, torso to the thighs. Let the arms hang down and the head hang down. Keep the knees bent, keep the belly in, and roll yourself up to stand, or you're using your chair to stand yourself up. Really nice, you guys. Okay. From here, we're going to switch the chair. So turn it around so that the tall side is now facing you for some warrior 1 and warrior 2 work. We're going to start with so I'm going to be opposite you guys just for sake of keeping it straight in my mind. Take your right foot right between and just behind the legs of the chair. And then slide your left foot back and out towards the left edge of your mat so that your feet are separated about hip distance, maybe not quite. Now, take your left toes and angle them at about 45 degrees. So they're not straight to the side, but they're not straight forward. You have a bit of an angle in that back leg. Your front toes are pointing directly ahead and the knees pointing directly over those toes. Hold onto your chair for stability. And then with the hips pretty much facing forward, bend into that front knee just until it comes over the ankle. Now, if it wants to go much further, then you can lengthen your stance by either inching that front foot forward or the back foot back. Now, once your knee lands over your ankle, press into the outer edge of the back foot. Feel that left hip flexor turn on. Start to draw your outer right hip back and your outer left hip forward. So you're squaring your shoulders to the back of the chair and kind of your hips, although they're more at a diagonal. That's fine. That's just the nature of our bodies. Now keep the belly drawn in and the ribs drawn in. And as you do that, you're going to feel your low back lengthen and you're going to feel this left hip flexor open. Beautiful. Stay there. Maybe take your left arm up if you feel stable. Maybe take your right arm up if you feel stable. Warrior 1. Good. From warrior 1, take your right hand back to your chair. Unless you feel stable, then take your right hand and grab your left wrist. Either way, take that left arm and reach it over to the right. So you're either reaching with just the arm and one hand holding the chair, or you're grabbing that wrist and pulling that arm up and over. And you're still breathing, and you're still stable and even in the feet. Good. And then come back up. Release both hands to the chair. Straighten that front leg. From here, turn both toes to face forward, and then you're going to need to adjust so that the heels are in line. So just heel toe the feet so that the heels are in line with one another and both sets of toes are facing forward. From here, hold the chair with that right hand so I'm opposite you if you're looking at me. Bend your right knee and stick your bum back so you feel that left inner thigh opening. Now, maybe that arm reaches out too and the belly and the ribs draw in, but it doesn't have to. It can be on your hip. Maybe this other arm also reaches out. Again, it doesn't have to. It can be holding the chair. Good. And then straighten up, stand up. Keep holding the chair with the right hand. Keep that left arm extended. Now you're going to spin your right toes straight ahead. And you're going to take the left toes a little bit less of an angle than last time. For this one, the front heel and the back arch are in line with one another. Now, you want to be a little bit longer for this one. You're going to bend your knee until it lands over that front ankle, warrior 2. Press into the outer edge of that back foot again. Spin that back thigh open. Check out that front knee. It's probably caving in so you can't see your big toes. peel it towards the pinky side of the foot. So now you can see your big toe. Good, so you're feeling both sides of the legs open. And then maybe both arms extend, but maybe not. From here, take this right arm, reach for the bottom edge of the chair. Hopefully you have some sort of a slat in there, or you're gonna grab for the outer edge of your chair. Turn the back palm up, reach over your ear. Now, depending on your chair, your flexibility, where you are, you can be a little bit more upright, or you can slide that elbow onto your thigh and reach, or you can be holding lower onto your chair. Either way, you're thinking about drawing a nice long energy, or long line of energy from the outer edge of the left foot at the fingertips, so that whole left side body is long and open. And you're watching that right knee so it doesn't cave in, but it's opening towards the pinky side of the foot, and you're breathing up here. Really nice. Okay. Now, if you don't have the chair, go ahead and have it. Pull yourself up with that left arm as you straighten that front leg. Now, both kneecaps lift. Take your left hip back, reach your left arm up, hinge from that right hip, and just stay here. Or slide the hand lower on your chair, or maybe even take your hand to your shin or your thigh, not the knee, for triangle pose Trikonasana. Good. And then right hand back to the chair for support. Reach back up through that left hand. Turn the toes back forward. Lower that left hand right in line with the shoulder. Bend into that right knee again. Stick your bum back one more time. And then straighten and come up. Release the hands to your hips. Heel toe the feet together. And you can just turn around. I'm going to move my chair so that you guys can see me. And we're going to switch sides. So take your left foot now to the midline, or to the center of the chair. Slide your right foot back. And again, think that hip distance alignment between left and right. Right toes are at that 45-degree angle, and left toes are straight forward, shoulders forward, hips pretty much forward. Sit up tall here as you inhale, and as you exhale, bend into that front knee. Try and bring the shoulders back over the hips. Lift the pelvic floor, lift the belly, lift the heart, press into the outer edge of that back foot. Good. Front knee landing over that front ankle. Maybe take that right arm up. Maybe take that left arm up. Warrior one. Okay. From warrior one, we're going to move into that reach over to the left. So take the left hand to the chair perhaps, reach the right arm up, and then reach over that left shoulder. Or you're taking this left hand, grabbing the right wrist and pulling it up and over. Try and keep the hips and the shoulders squared forward. Press into that right heel, outer edge of that right foot, and open up that right hip. Beautiful. And then inhale and unwind that. Release the hands. Set them down to your chair. Straighten that front leg and pivot your feet. Adjust so that the heels are in line, so I need to adjust mine a little bit. Toes forward. Take an inhale here, and on the exhale, you're going to bend the left knee, stick the bum back, open that right inner thigh. Right arm can extend or can be resting on your hip. Straighten that left leg, come upright. Spin your left toes to face towards your chair, angle your right toes in. So now front heel and back arch are lined up. Inhale here, kneecaps lift. Exhale, bend into that left knee. Bring the shoulders over the hips again. So your upper body's in that mountain pose. Press into the outer edge of that right foot and activate the whole foot. Lift the kneecap, straighten that leg. Check out the front knee. It's probably caving in. Open it towards the pinky side of the foot. So you want it basically lined up over the second and third toe and above your ankle. Hold and pause here. Both arms can extend or not. Take a moment and breathe. Feel that stability and strength in the legs. Feel into that tripod in both feet here as well. That lift of the arches. Good. And then take this left arm and slide it towards the bottom of the chair or onto your thigh and take your right arm up. Inhale here, flip the palm to face your head, the front of your mat, and then reach up and over. Forearm on your thigh, hand on your chair. Reach with that right arm, press into that right foot and breathe here. Good, deep breaths. From here, reach back up through that right arm, bring yourself all the way back up to warrior two and straighten that front leg. Shift your right hip back, reach your left arm forward again to the bottom of the chair, maybe under your thigh or your shin, right arm up, triangle pose. Lift the kneecaps or even soften that front knee a little bit. Shoulders squared forward, hips squared forward. Start to roll that right hip open, the right ribs open a little bit. Good. And then from here, be pulled up by that right arm all the way up. Hold on to the chair. Spin those left toes forward again. Bend that left knee. Stick the bum back. And all the way up. From here, heel toe your feet back together. We're going to grab that chair and set it with the seat facing us so that both so that your feet can be wide on your mat. So however that works for you to have that stability. I'm going to turn sideways so that you guys can see me a little bit better. But you want to be in a straddle just in front of your chair. So wide legs. And I'll do it without the chair really so you can see me. Imagine the chair is right in front of me here. I'm going to take an inhale and get my spine long, set my forearms right on the chair. Let's see how maybe we can do this. So imagine the chair is just in front of me, but I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. Squeeze your inner thighs together, squeeze your kneecaps up, lift your belly up. Keep your right forearm down and inhale, float your left arm to the sky. Now, if your arm doesn't want to reach up, set it on your sacrum. No big deal. It can be palm up or palm down and just work that shoulder up. Little rotation, and then release. Set that left arm down, forearms on the chair. Inhale, float your right arm up. And again, if that arm doesn't want to be extended, it's resting on the sacrum. Keep the legs really strong and really active. Try and lift that left hip a little bit so the hips are squaring the floor. And then release both forearms down. Extend your arms to the front edge of your chair and sink your heart down. You may need to scoot your chair forward a little bit for that. Go for it. Long in your torso. Good. And then come with your hands to the front edge of the chair. Heel toe your feet in. About just slightly wider than your hips. Toes out, heels in. Hands to your hips. Now, from here, if you're feeling unstable right here, maybe grab your chair and turn it sideways so you can have something to hold onto. We're going to slide down into a little wide squat. The chair seat is right there, so you can have your fingertips just resting there, or your hands can be on your hips. Bellies in, ribs are in. Hopefully you're right in the middle, so feeling relatively stable here. We're creating a little bit of strength in the inner thighs, and then take the arms out and bend the elbows. Cactus the arms. We're going to add some breath here. So we're going to inhale through the nose and stretch the arms up. And on the exhale, we're going to come in. It's called a lion's breath, and it feels really silly at first, but since you're all by yourself, you can do it. You're going to exhale out the mouth and stick your tongue out. So I'll show you what it looks like this. It looks like this. We're going to do that 3 times. Nobody's watching. Inhale, extend those arms up, and 2 more times. Inhale. 1 more time. Let it be nice and big. Inhale. And this time, inhale, straighten the legs, straighten the arms. Take the arms out to the side, take the toes forward, and exhale just a little forward fold right onto your chair. Close your eyes here and just feel the effects of that breath. And then walk up to your hands, heel toe your feet all the way in, soften the knees, and stand yourself up. From here, we're gonna move into our Shavasana. So you can either set up your chair to sit back on. If you wanna lie down, you can lie flat on your mat in Shavasana, or you can use the chair to rest your legs on, which would be my recommendation because it feels really nice. So to come into that, you're gonna sit yourself so that the side of your hip is close and in the middle of your chair. And you're gonna use your hands to support yourself to come down onto the floor, and your legs will land up on the seat, like so. This is a nice way to be. Other options, sit in your chair or lay flat. We're gonna take a little spinal twist here, and then we're gonna come into it. So go ahead and draw the knees in towards your chest, and just rock a little side to side here. Good. And then extend the arms out side to side, and take your feet onto the chair and just slide the hips over to the left a little bit, and then drop the knees over to the right. And extend the arms and anchor the shoulders. Good. And then on the inhale, one leg at a time, unwind that. Find your chair again. Press into your legs and slide your hips over to the right now, and probably opposite you. And exhale, take the knees over to the left. Anchor the back of the right shoulder down. To come out of this one leg at a time, go ahead and take it back up to the chair. Realign the hips back to center. You can even press into your calves and kind of let your hips sway a little side to side, get heavy there, and then set them to the earth. Take the soles of the feet to the front edge of your chair, and then just hold on to your knees. Make some circles on the ceiling with your knees. And go the other way. And then take the knees wide and in towards your shoulders. And then you can rock side to side here. And then take the soles of the feet back to the front edge of the chair and let the soles of the feet come together and the knees open. You can rest on top of the chair too, so if you're feeling like you're pushing that chair away, like a little Baddha Konasana. Or you can just have the legs resting on the chair, that's fine too, whatever feels good. Go ahead and close the eyes here. We're gonna take 3 cleansing breaths. A big inhale through the nose, and on the exhale, let it out the mouth. Again, inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it out the mouth. One more, inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it out the mouth. Let your legs come all the way onto the chair or extend it onto the floor. And then let one hand come to your heart and one hand come to your belly. And we're gonna come back into that controlled breath before we settle all the way into our final Shavasana. So we'll inhale for a count of 4 again. Hold for 2. Exhale for 6 this time. Hold for 2 and back at it. So take a full inhale. And exhale, empty all the way out. And inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold full. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold empty. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold full. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause empty. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause full. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, empty, last one. Slowly inhale all the way to the top. Fill up, feel that full circumference of your diaphragm filling up like a balloon all the way to the top. Sip in a little bit more air. Soften your face, your jaw, your throat. Sip in a tiny bit more air. And then on the exhale, letting it out the mouth like you're deflating this balloon, feeling every inch of your body getting a little bit heavier and softer as that air escapes and releases. And your body gets heavier and heavier and releases all the way down to the pull of gravity. And from here, just rest. Final resting pose, Shavasana. Settling into the earth. Settling into your body. And finding stillness. Although the world is always changing and is by its nature uncertain, there is a deeper pulse underneath everything that causes the sun to rise and set each day, plants to compassionately absorb your carbon dioxide and give back life-giving oxygen, and Mother Earth to graciously welcome you, providing a home, food, and incredible beauty. This mysterious, ever-present ground of grace is here, even when your beloved companion is dying. You have lost your job or you have been derailed by the unexpected. You are already in the ground of grace. I'm not asking you to imagine this or take my word for it. Just bring your awareness into your feet and feel the ground beneath your feet right now. Receive the life-giving oxygen arriving naturally with each breath you automatically know how to take. Somehow you exist within something much greater than your mind. This is also what caused you to emerge out of your mother's womb into this world, what causes your heart to beat and what causes you to want to read the next line. When you turn your awareness to recognize the immense power and love that is the unchanging ground of all being, you discover that there is more immediate support for you to just be here where you are. This provides the strength you need to face your fear. That was an excerpt from The Way of Grace by Miranda McPherson. If you wish to stay in Shavasana, stay just as you are. If you're ready to begin your transition, start by deepening your breath. By feeling the ground beneath your body, by feeling the earth, by feeling the breath moving in and out of you, the rise and fall of your belly. When you're ready, go ahead and bring some movement into your body, whatever feels called to move. Fingers and toes, or head, or legs, whatever it is. And then let your hands come once again, perhaps both hands to the heart or one hand to the heart or the belly. Just find some connection with yourself. Take a moment to send yourself love and gratitude. to feel that connection with your heart of hearts, with your deep inner knowing, inner wisdom. That deep strength within each of you. Take a moment to come back to your own intention. And then send out love and gratitude to somebody or someone or something else. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we be awakened to the light of our true nature. May we be healed. May we be a source of healing and kindness for all beings. Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here today. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you on Wednesday. Thanks so much.